Dear student, very good morning to all of you. As many students of my class said, sir, we want to your audio on communication in business or how communication is important in modern professionalism. That's why thinking it very important, I am making my audio lecture for your understanding. So I am starting my lecture. Kindly listen very carefully. Relevance of communication in business or in professionalism. See, by this lecture, you will understand the significance of business communication by different points. First point is healthy organizational environment. The organizations are the social system formed on the basis of mutual interest. The mutual interests are safeguarded by various activities of planning by the management. They must skillfully apply the communication system to keep the healthy organizational environment. It must be remembered that the activities of the management and the employees in any business organization are governed by social as well as psychological laws. If the management has to keep the healthy organizational environment and healthy relations with the individuals from outside other business houses, government authorities, etc., it must be use of communication channels and media effectively. Sociologically, organizations are social systems in which people have their individuals as well as social roles and status. Second, the relevance of communication is management employees relations. This is very very important, my dear student. A genuine interest in other people, their groups or organizations is required for strong and stable personal relations and for the success of business activities of the businessman who is genuinely interested in others shares their hopes, aspirations, success and disappointments. The organizations need people and people also need organizations. It's a supplementary system or supplementary relation. People can use organization and organization can use people to reach their objectives by communication properly with each other. When the objectives of the organization are made clear to the employees, the workers and motivated to work in that direction. It should be made clear that the organization cannot survive if its objectives are not reached, and if the organization does not survive, there would be no chances of employment opportunities in it. The employees and the management should develop the link of communication for better mutual understanding and encourage each other to achieve their self interest. As far as the organizational success is concerned, it is possible by a smooth, clear, and perfect communication with the higher to lower authorities of the management as well as the employees working in the same organization. Third, the external and internal communication network. This is very very important, that if internal and external communication is there, then what kind of network is required in business scenario. Every business finds it necessary to maintain both the internal and external communication. The communication between the management and the workers is an internal communication. The management must be well informed about the internal activities of the organization. They require the information about the efficiency, qualifications, capabilities, and the training of the workers, and also about the production, marketing, and sales capacity of the organization. The progress and profitability of the organization depends upon how well the management and the employees are informed about these matters and what steps are taken by them in order to improve the situation. When the management is informed about the same faults related to job assignments, exact designation of the officers and their decision making, the responsibilities of the employees, etc. The management making the responsibilities of the employees, the management will necessarily make change and the business can thrive after the relevant change and are made. The dynamics of the internal system influence the activities of the external system. Communication about the product studies and market analysis flow smoothly between persons of equal status, between friends, and between persons who support and encourage one another. The conflicts growing out of the internal system of the group can binder the communication regarding external activities. The manager must give attention to both the internal and the external group system. The effective internal network of communication is essential today because of the large size of the business houses. They have their branches and sub branches which are further divided into functional departments. Some business organizations are spread over the different places in the country. These divisions and branches maintain a link between the management of the central organization, the appointments, designations, relation, responsibilities, objectives, and all the activities and all duties determined by the division of work are communicated and assigned to the branches by the central management of the organization. The branch manager, who is appointed by the board of directors, accepts the responsibilities and assignments which are assigned by the present body. Through him, the center gets reports about the various activities of the branch. He has to accept the directives of the center which are given by the center after receiving the reports. He acts as the delegate of the board of directors and has to clarify the objectives and directives of the organization of his subordinates. In some of the multinational corporations, the directors and the managers spend their 90% time to maintain communication links. Next topic, dear student, we are coming functionalism. Functionalism, how communication functions in the organization and what are its important function to make the organizational or the business success in modern scenario. The division of work into different kinds of duties can be called functionalism. For example, the difference between an office supervisor and an operator's assembly or machine shop supervisor is a functional one. This idea of functionalism is found to most of the business organizations today. Functionalization naturally leads to specialization. The most silent features of this age is specialization. There are specialists who acquire a vast knowledge and experience in their limited subject. This specialized knowledge, training, and experience will be useless if it is not communicated. The accountants, engineers, scientists, and the experts of many kind must be able to communicate their knowledge to the management and the employees. The company may get benefit by the advice, suggestions, and information provided by these experts. Next topic, we are coming the complexity of business activities. What kind of complexities are there, and what is the impact if there are some complexities during work on workplace? Through specialization has brought great benefit to the business organization. It has rendered modern business activities into an extreme complex phenomena. As the specialization is most fundamental to modern civilization, the industrial society cannot exist without it. In an organization, planning, finance, accounts, purchase, production, advertising, marketing, stores, sales, labor welfare, cultural activity, adjustment of complaints and claims, and a number of other activities are handled by the people who have developed unique skills and knowledge in their fields. As these functions are assigned to different departments, they have to coordinate among themselves by communicating with one another horizontally. This must be communicated with the management to which they are responsible for. Organization is more complex and difficult to coordinate than the original group of workers, which is not divided into different kinds of duties. The managers and the supervisors must be well versed in communication skills in order to bring coordination among the functionalized group. The productivity gains of the specialization can be achieved only if the harmonious human relationship and coordination of departmental activities are well maintained. Next and very important topic where communication is important is trade unions or labor problem. What are the labor problems and how can we solve these problems? The businessmen are mostly after productivity gains and other economic and technical benefits. Sometimes this tendency of the businessmen comes in conflict with the problems which are prominently human. The employees are now more conscious of their rights than before. They are organized into trade union which continuously demand for rights of the employees, better working condition and dignity of the labor. The progressive employers are convinced that there ought to be some ways of effective communication between the management and the workers of to develop their better employee satisfaction and a sense of security. If the insecurity and frustration of employees is successfully dispelled by the management, the employees feel motivated for better working in order to satisfy the security needs of employees. A number of companies have started welfare programs based on custodial model of organization, which is popularly known as paternalism, by which employees depend on the organization for their security and welfare. As the success of the custodial approach depends on the economic resources of the organization, the management must be able to communicate with the employees regarding the financial state of the organization and should motivate them for better work in order to make the organization financially strong enough to support its employees. Next and very important topic, we are coming globalization and the language problem, because in business or communication in modern professionalism, it is very important that how globalization plays its role and how can we remove the language problem when we are talking about national and international business environment. Modern business relationship have spread worldwide and the communication links play a significant role in stabilizing the and strengthening such relationship. Multinational business can help the economic as well as social development. Therefore, it can also be regarded as a social institution. When a business expands beyond national boundaries, it is also a step into different legal, political, social, economic, and educational environment. With the expansion of business, the communication links are also lengthened, because of which the control of the multiple business activities becomes more difficult. It is hard enough to run a multinational business in one language when there are number of other languages in our country, and the overall language are used as a medium of communication. The management faces the compounded difficulties. The complexity of the business increase to a maximum. Under these circumstances, the management has to put its communication skill to their limits. Number next, competition. Because if there is no competition in market, we cannot understand what kind of communicative activities are required to make the business success with perfect benchmark. Businessman seeks to obtain profit from the sale of their goods and services, and the consumer seeks the satisfaction of their wants by buying them in the market. In a free market, company production is for profit and consumption is for its satisfaction of wants. Both the producer and the consumer naturally try to promote their own interests. This system works fair when free competition is present in the marketplace. The production of common consumption are available in the market in many brands, and the buyers are free to buy any of them. This, as the decision to buy depends on their own initiative, they cannot be forced to buy a particular product or service. The similar products and different branding from the different companies cannot enjoy equal demand from the buyers. A businessman who wants to survive in this world of free competition should know his competitors, the quality and the price of their products, the discounts, terms and condition of sales, the policies of advertising, government laws, etc. If they are not able to communicate better in this respect, their sale will not be satisfactory. A good salesman is efficient communicator who can attract the customer, introduce him to buy his goods and services. Really, here communication plays a very important role, because in the market, if you cannot identify your customer, if you cannot satisfy your customer by your perfect or satisfactory communication, as a result business cannot be fruitful, or cannot be business advantage oriented or business oriented. Next, we are coming participation and delegation. How communication plays its role in participation and in delegation. See, participation, cooperation and teamwork of the management and employees can yield best results because of their common commitment to goals that encourage better performance. Participative managers participative managers communicate with their employees. They ask for the opinions, views, suggestions and recommendations of the employees in the decision making process, so that they work together as a team. But the benefits of participation in decision making process may not be substantial if the superiors neglect the delegation of authority. The delegation of authority trains and develops the efficiency of the subordinates and reduces the manager's burden of performing the duties of routine nature. The delegation of authority can be communicated in oral or written form, but it is always better to use the written form in order to avoid the conflict and confusion. The participatory management and the managers retain the ultimate responsibility of his unit, but he has shared the operating responsibility with the employees who actually perform the work. This gives a sense of involvement and satisfaction to the employees who work with high morale to achieve the objectives of the organization. As the managers seek participation of the employees in policy matters and decision making. Ultimately, communication in business scenario is one of the most important thing. Without that, we cannot expect that the business will be profit oriented, benchmark oriented, quality oriented, as well as customer satisfaction oriented. Ultimately, the role of communication is to make the business or the organizational culture positive and employees as well as customer oriented. In last, with assessment, I can say the process of communication involves exchanging facts, ideas, opinion, or emotions between two or more persons. Feedback is essential aspect of communication. The main purpose of communication is to inform or to bring around to a certain point of view or to elicit action. Communication can be used for any or more of the following objectives: information, advice, order, suggestion, persuasion, education, warning, raising morale and motivation. The executives need information to plan and organize. Employees need it to execute their job satisfaction. Information must be from a reliable source. Giving advice is very important. Objective of communication: advice is given to the subordinate to influence his opinion or behavior. Effective advice is both man oriented and work oriented. Counseling is another objective of communication. The counselor is a man of great skill or knowledge on some specific subject and he offers his counsel without any personal interest or involvement. Order is a directive to a subordinate to do something in a particular way. Orders may be written or oral, general or specific, procedural or operational, mandatory or discretionary. Suggestions can be voluntarily and anonymous, submitted through suggestion boxes. Employees should be encouraged to give suggestions. If employees do not abide by the norms of the organization or violate the rules and regulation, it may become necessary to warn them. Warming is a forceful means of communication, for it demands immediate action. But in order to retain its effectiveness, it should be used sparingly and discreetly. Communication is the lifeblood of business. No business, please. Again, I'm, telling you, my dear student, kindly listen this quotation very, attentively. It may be in your, answer. Communication is the lifeblood of business. No business can develop in the absence of effective internal and external communication. Besides, communication skills of employees are given high weightage at the time of their appointment as well as promotion. That's why the communication in organization plays its crucial, important and rooted role. Without it, the expectation of a business or professionalism in modern scenario cannot be imagined. Okay, that's why I think this audio lecture will be helpful for you people to listen very well, and you will be able to answer your question with a fruitful content and ideas. Wish you all the best. God bless you all, my dear students. Thank you very much.